You are this little guy here, and there's a little, like, I don't know, like a worm. This is your ideal. This is a guy who tells, hey, stop pretending I am here. I want to have a purpose. I want to live my life fully. I want to be happy. And that is a guy who tells you, even when you're absolutely depressed, when you're at the worst times, there may be still a hope, or that there may be something that you can still work for. Even if you don't have a purpose, if you feel you don't have a purpose. I have been through really big downs in my life. For example, in like existential parts. And I will tell you that if you hear that little guy there that is telling you that there may be a purpose, that there may be something bigger that actually is true, that doesn't vanish after death. You know, I'm going existential right now, but I would just want to tell you right away, you're gonna find it if you follow that guy. This little worm who was here on the cycle at some point wants to be bigger than the old self. And wow, once we find like another purpose, another worm, another little guy starts being born, and it is the guy who is even new. Let's just name it like that. We can't grow. We don't know at all what growing is. So I will give you an example right now, simply what it looks like in real life right now with me. And I say me because I am training 3 days a week right now. But I used to train for a whole year, 5 days a week. And at some point in my life, I was just training 0 days a week. What has been growing has not only been my best self, but also my worst self. Oh, I'm super motivated. I'm gonna go to the gym every single freaking day until I get to this point where I am happy. And then I start eating McDonald's, right? Now look at something, because this is actually the graph of an ideal growth. There are like many kinds of graphs. You are the middle point between your best self and your worst self. So tell me, who has grown the most? This one? No, he had a pretty high high. You can't just take the high to say that you are this person, because you are not this person. What you have to do is also not say that you're your lowest. So you may have a pretty big number at some point, and then start to have little ones. And then what is gonna happen? You're gonna have an average that doesn't grow at all. But if you are increasing your numbers little by little, you eventually start to get an average that is actually working. Yes, this guy has lower lows. So look, this is the upper part, and look what is the difference between the two. It is almost at the same level. So he's like at a maintenance level. He's not prideful. He's humble. He's saying, hey, anyway, I'm here, but what am I gonna do next? Perhaps he may like go a little down and then start growing again. But he's not going all down like this little guy here, right? What you have to do is identify your floor so that you can grow your average. You have to make your standards even higher if you want to grow more. Then you replace that belief you had with a new one. How do you find a root belief? Ask yourself why till you get it. What is the purpose of what you're doing? If you're waking up at 4 a.m. to do 10 push-ups every time you wake up, and ask yourself, perhaps it is because you want to be healthier. Why do you want to be healthier? Because I want to live longer. And why do I want to live longer? Because I am afraid of death. Okay, that is a thing, isn't it? So once you have identified what is your belief on that, you have to upgrade it. Make it a even higher standard than what it was before. The fourth step is to systematize it. You're gonna make systems that carry you when you cannot carry yourself. The body is one of those systems. Actually, our beliefs are those systems to like think faster and think better in what is like usual, to not waste a lot of energy. But also agendas, softwares, whatever, that is also a system. And then we wait till we get the results. Always acting, but until that happens, a lot of consequences have to come before you start to get that result you want. If I was drinking water, I have to contract my muscles, perhaps I have to make them go a little higher. Actually, the molecules, yes, the molecules of the bottle is gonna go up as well, and then the water is gonna start moving. The bottle starts to push the water even further. That is when you actually start to get some water, and that is when you open your mouth a little, and that is when you are drinking water. So every time you act, there is a series of consequences which anyway you don't know about, which depend on several other factors. And you may think, who is this guy to be telling me? I am my ideal self. I completely believe it. Nonetheless, I am acting to get those results. I want to serve. It may sound corny, but I want to love. Starting a personal brand. Maybe starting a business like I'm doing right now. Treating my family better. Making a bigger network so that I can serve even more people. And I am acting right now. I don't have a supercar right now. Just look at this. This is how I explained everything I say to you. This should be enough proof. I am happy. I am acting like my ideal self. And I'm just waiting for all these series of consequences. Remember, it is that you fall at the level of your systems, your standards, that bring you to those results. That is the only way you grow. Nothing more to say.